r/AskReddit by Redmond Dts. People who live alone, what's the scariest encounter you've come across? Someone followed me home once. He'd asked for my help with something, and I told him no. Blocks go by, and he's still behind me. In my mind, I hatched out a whole plan of grabbing a knife and doing what I needed to do if he followed me all the way to my door and into my apartment. Luckily there was a guy taking his dog out, and I turned to the person following me and said loudly, "Are you following me? If you need help, I'll help you, but stop following me." Dog dude was like, "Turn around bro, leave her alone." And the guy did. I've never been so thankful for a stranger. For a period of time, I had a man breaking into my house. He cut through the front window screen, climbed up on rocks, broke the window lock system, and came in that way. He was getting in through the window. At one point, I later found out from what he told police, he had been hiding in my basement while I was home. My two dogs went downstairs, and he claimed that I said something like, "Why are you down there? Come upstairs." I do remember that, and I had no idea he was even there. All I knew at the time was that things in my kitchen felt a little off. Slightly moved. Nothing obvious, just enough to feel strange. One night, I decided to install cameras because something didn't feel right. I locked my front door like I always do. The next morning, I came downstairs, and the front door was unlocked. I knew it wasn't me. So I checked the cameras. That's when I saw him climbing through the window into my house in the middle of the night. This time he hid in a closet. All of this was happening while I was there, completely unaware. He is currently in jail. More like unusual or supernatural. Woke up to something was pushed up against my right leg, and noticed an imprint on my comforter and the smell of my late dog who died 3 years earlier. That was always the place he would sleep, on my bed. I heard the smoke alarm going off when I was sleeping. I jumped out of bed. I fell asleep while watching Rain Man. The smoke alarm sound was from the movie. A guy tried to open my door, then repeatedly knocked lightly 3 times when it didn't work. Didn't open for him, of course. He had his hood up, head down, and one hand in his sweatshirt pocket. Woke up once to a strange lady sitting on the side of my bed, staring at me and telling me, "Shh." For some reason, my brain was like, "This is fine, go back to sleep," and I closed my eyes before realizing this was not freaking okay, and sprang up out of bed in a full adrenaline panic to find that no one was there. The side of the mattress was cool to the touch, except for where she had been sitting. Woke up to the dogs and cat rustling on my bed. Sleepily walked downstairs to check out whatever ruckus was causing them to stir. Took a hammer, just in case. It wasn't an intruder, my living room was on fire. Entire house burned down, cat died, said hammer had melted into the staircase. Still traumatized. I was living alone during the Northridge earthquake. It was scary enough that many of the people in my apartment complex were running around naked because that is how they slept. I was pretty scared until I went on my balcony, which had a view of Los Angeles International Airport and much of the west side of Los Angeles, and the only lights visible were emergency vehicles and the Milky Way. The Milky Way was literally awesome to me as a jaded urbanite. A guy named Brian, who kept insisting he was at a party in my apartment the previous night. He knocked on my door and said he left his jacket there. If I opened the door for just a minute, he would get the jacket and leave. I most definitely did not have a party at my place the night before. I said he was in the wrong building, he must have been in one of the identical buildings in the complex. He wouldn't leave. Not until I asked, "Do I have to call the police, Brian?" Mentally ill person moved in downstairs from me. She decided she hated me. We literally never interacted once and started leaving threatening notes under my door. The kicker was when she tried to break down my front door late on a Saturday night. I will never forget the sensation of leaning against the door and feeling it shake while she pounded and kicked on it, wondering what the F I would do if she broke the door down. Spoiler. She did not break in, and turns out the cops come very quickly when you call 911 and tell them someone is trying to break into your house. I was woken up by a tornado in the middle of the night. Indescribably awful sound. It sounded like death itself. I found very clear shoe prints on my door, like someone tried to kick it in. I never heard anything while I was home and didn't have a Ring camera at the time, so I have no idea what happened. About a week before that, my car was broken into. And they didn't take anything. Super weird. I heard someone cough in my house. Or I thought I did. It turns out it was part of a Pink Floyd song I had never noticed. That's all folks. Thank you for watching. If you like videos like this one, why not like and subscribe for more? Have a nice evening.